The snow falls differently now, softer, more deliberate, as if the sky itself has learned to listen. In the year 2080, Christmas arrives not with chaos, but with a quiet understanding between humanity and the systems we've built to care for us. This is not the future we imagined in old films. There are no flying cars piercing through blizzards, no neon excess bleeding into white drifts. Instead, there is warmth, there is connection, there is life, lived intentionally in cities that breathe with the rhythm of winter itself. Welcome to the snow cities of 2080, places where architecture doesn't fight the cold, but embraces it, where AI doesn't replace the human heart, but amplifies it, where Christmas, that ancient ritual of light and darkness, has found new meaning in a world that has learned, finally, to balance progress with presence. 55 years have passed since the Great Shift, the moment when humanity stopped asking what technology could do and started asking what it should do. The snow cities emerged from that question, built in the high latitudes, nestled into mountain valleys, stretched across Arctic coastlines that once seemed uninhabitable. They rose as monuments not to conquest, but to coexistence, cities designed to work with winter, not against it. The buildings here are low and wide, their walls thick with smart insulation that adjusts molecule by molecule to the temperature outside. Roofs curve like snowdrifts, shedding weight naturally, embedded with solar glass that drinks in even the weakest winter light. From above, these cities look organic, intentional, as if they grew from the frozen ground rather than being imposed upon it. And in a way, they did. Every structure was designed by collaborative AI, trained on centuries of indigenous Arctic architecture, Scandinavian engineering, and the biological efficiency of organisms that thrive in extreme cold. Glass bridges connect buildings above snow-packed streets, their surfaces heated just enough to remain clear, offering views of the white world below. Pedestrian paths wind through the city like warm rivers, their embedded heating systems powered by geothermal energy pulled from deep beneath the permafrost. The air smells clean, impossibly clean, like the first breath after a snowfall, but sustained, constant, a gift from atmospheric processors that work silently at the city's edge. Christmas morning here begins before dawn. The AI civic systems, attuned to the collective biorhythms of the population, adjust the city's lighting gradually. Street lamps dim from cool blue to warm amber. Building facades, embedded with light-diffusing panels, begin to glow softly. Not bright, never harsh, just enough to remind you that you're not alone in the dark, that millions of others are waking with you, wrapped in the same silent snowfall. In an apartment on the city's north side, a family stirs. The windows, intelligent and responsive, have gradually increased their transparency through the night, allowing natural light to coax them awake. No alarms. The walls whisper quiet music, a playlist assembled by the home AI from the family's collective preferences and the emotional tenor of the season. Something instrumental, something that sounds like hope feels. The father rises first, his movement triggering subtle responses throughout the apartment. The floor warms beneath his feet. The kitchen begins preheating water for coffee, the beans selected based on inventory and his documented preference for darker roasts on cold mornings. He doesn't ask for any of this. It simply happens. Invisible infrastructure anticipating need without intrusion. He walks to the window and looks out over the city. Thousands of buildings cascade down the valley slope, their rooftops dusted white, their windows beginning to glow with interior life. In the distance, the Central Park spreads like a frozen lake, its preserved forest standing dark against the snow. People are already out there, moving, walking, some alone, some in groups. The city tracks movement patterns not for surveillance, but for safety, ensuring that snow removal prioritizes the paths people actually use, that emergency response knows where help might be needed. His daughter emerges from her room, 15 years old and still young enough to feel excited about Christmas morning. She's wearing pajamas and a sweater knitted by her grandmother, who lives 3,000 kilometers south in a coastal city where winter means rain. They'll call her later. The holographic communication's so clear, it almost feels like she's in the room. Almost. The technology has gotten good, but it hasn't eliminated distance. It's just made distance more bearable. Breakfast is a slow affair. Real food, prepared by human hands, with assistance from kitchen systems that suggest recipes based on available ingredients and nutritional needs. The AI here doesn't dictate, it suggests. The father can ignore every recommendation if he wants, and sometimes he does, making pancakes that are too thick or coffee that's too strong. And the system learns from this, adjusting its understanding of his preferences. They eat together at a table positioned near the window. Outside, the snow continues its patient descent. The daughter talks about her plans for the day. She'll meet friends at the Central District later. There's a Christmas market, a tradition that has survived and evolved. Stalls selling handmade goods, food from a dozen cultures, performances by local musicians. The AI systems that run the city don't organize these events. People do. The technology just makes it easier, handling permits and safety logistics and weather monitoring, so that humans can focus on the creative and communal work of celebration. After breakfast, they dress for the cold. Smart fabrics that adjust their insulation based on external temperature and physical activity. Jackets that are warm without bulk. Gloves that remain flexible in negative temperatures. All of it manufactured in local facilities using sustainable materials and circular production systems that waste nothing. They step outside into a world transformed. The city's transport network hums quietly beneath the snow. Autonomous pods glide along heated tracks, their movements coordinated by traffic AI that optimizes flow without creating the noise and pollution of ancient combustion engines. But the family doesn't take a pod, they walk. Because the city is designed for walking. Because the sidewalks are clear and warm and safe. Because the distance between things has been calculated for human scale, not vehicle speed. Other families are out too. Neighbors wave, strangers nod. There's a social ease here that took decades to cultivate. When cities stopped being places you rushed through and became places you lived in, human behavior changed, slowed, opened up. The AI systems track crime and report patterns, but crime itself has diminished, not through surveillance, but through design. Through cities that don't isolate people. Through economic systems that don't abandon them. Through AI that identifies need and connects it with resource before desperation becomes survival. The Christmas market fills the central plaza, a vast open space surrounded by municipal buildings whose architecture blends traditional alpine design with modern efficiency. Stalls line the perimeter, their canopies glowing with embedded light. The smell of roasting nuts and mulled wine and wood smoke from decorative fire pits fills the air. Music plays from a central stage where a live band performs, their sound balanced by acoustic AI that ensures every corner of the plaza receives the same audio quality without overwhelming speakers. The daughter disappears into the crowd with promises to return by evening. The father wanders, observing. A stall sells wooden toys carved by a local artist. Another offers baked goods made from grains grown in the city's vertical farms. Another displays textiles woven using patterns trained on traditional Scandinavian designs, then executed by human hands. The blend is everywhere, technology and tradition, AI and artistry, not replacing each other, but dancing together. He buys gifts, a scarf for his wife, a book for his daughter, a set of hand-thrown mugs for his mother-in-law. He pays using biometric confirmation, the transaction instant and invisible. Money moving through systems that have become so integrated into life, they're barely noticed. The economy still exists, people still work, but the nature of work has changed. Automation handles the repetitive and dangerous. Humans focus on the creative and interpersonal. And a universal basic infrastructure ensures that no one freezes, no one starves,
No one is abandoned by the future they helped build. As afternoon settles into early dusk, the city's lighting systems adjust again. The warm glow intensifies. Buildings become lanterns. Streets become rivers of soft gold. This is calculated beauty. Every light positioned by algorithms trained on human emotional response to color and intensity. The city doesn't just function, it feels. It creates atmosphere. It understands that humans need more than shelter and efficiency. They need wonder.
The father meets his wife at a cafe built into the ground floor of a residential tower. Floor-to-ceiling windows look out onto a small park where children build snowmen under the watchful eye of parents and the invisible monitoring of safety AI. His wife works as a teacher, though her job looks nothing like teaching did in the early century. She guides students through personalized learning paths designed by educational AI. But the human connection, the mentorship, the emotional support, that's irreplaceable. That's her. They sit together with hot drinks and watch the city move around them. She tells him about her day, a student struggling with mathematics, suddenly understanding when the AI tutor adjusted its explanation method. Another student, anxious about social situations, finding confidence in a virtual practice environment before engaging with peers in person. The AI doesn't replace her expertise, it extends it, allows her to reach more students more effectively, while still maintaining the human relationships that make teaching meaningful. They talk about their daughter, about how different her childhood is from theirs. She's never known a world without AI assistance, never experienced the anxiety of getting lost because navigation is embedded in every surface, never feared that illness would go undiagnosed because health monitors track vitals continuously and medical AI catches anomalies early. But she's also learning to code, to understand the systems that shape her life. Education in 2080 includes AI literacy the way previous generations learned reading and mathematics, because understanding the tools that serve you is essential to remaining their master rather than becoming their dependent. As evening arrives, they collect their daughter and return home. The apartment welcomes them back, temperature adjusted, lighting soft. They prepare dinner together, a traditional Christmas meal cooked from recipes passed down through generations, but executed with modern precision. The kitchen AI offers suggestions on timing and temperature, but they ignore most of it, preferring the familiar rhythms of old methods. They eat slowly, they talk, they laugh. The AI systems that run their home, their city, their world fade into background infrastructure, invisible, reliable, present, but not intrusive. This is what success looks like. Technology so well integrated, it becomes forgettable, freeing humans to focus on what humans do best, to love, to create, to stand together in the darkness and trust that the light will hold. The snow falls softly, the city glows warm, and tomorrow the future continues, one human moment at a time.